Ian, it has been a crazy week for us, but
Shoosh.
let's get into it. Headquarters, we have an HQ, right?
We do several.
Yeah.
Two.
You've been leading the way with some experimenting on hashtag shorts. Tell me
Hash-
about that, huh?
Yeah. It appears that Americans like their sweets and a mild bit of gluttony.
Yes.
Yes, we've entered the esteemed 15-second story section of YouTube, the shorts. Totally new rules. We are learning as we're going. Some
That's for
have
sure.
done well, some have done less than well. But hey, the same message for all of them, right? Fun, interesting, entertainment. We are
Yes.
here for you guys.
Most importantly, entertaining. I mean, that's awesome.
Yes.
Good job. I know I said this to you in person, but I want to say it on the pod. Congrats for exploring something new and taking risks, right? That's what this journey is all about.
That. Yep.
Challenging ourselves, learning new skills, and hopefully providing you, the viewers and listeners, with some entertainment along the way.
Yes,
right?
because we all can use some more of that. Yeah. So
Certainly.
thanks for the shout out. I mean, you learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube
At least partially.
for an episode, right?
Probably,
I mean,
yeah.
So me eating some Oreos and throwing at least one axe at the target, it's the least I can do for you, man. So
they're both very applicable skills. And speaking of challenging, you challenged me to market. So here we go. If you haven't seen our shorts yet, you can find it under our YouTube page. Let's get into it. That's the channel. And here's your direct request, right? We're learning the ropes. We're bad at marketing ourselves. So I'm doing it in this moment. We appreciate everyone who watches, listens. Thank you to those of you who have subscribed. However, if you do enjoy our content, and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Smash that thumbs up button. Leave a comment on YouTube, a rating on Google or Google Podcasts or Spotify.
We're everywhere. We're literally everywhere.
Wherever you consume our content. This really helps us grow. It makes us feel good. It feeds the algorithm, as they say, and exposes us to new audience members.
We know you're out there.
Like I always say, there's 7 billion people on this earth. We just want a small percentage to join our little channel here. So
very small percentage.
Ian, let's hit our 3 stories. What do we have?
Okay, this is truly a great mix of stories. I would even go far as say legendary. I'm kind of blown away. So we have the MLB Lockout.
Very relevant.
We'll talk more about that very, very soon. We pose the question about questions. Will society ever be cashless? And lastly, the best salad toppings. But remember, let us remain calm.
More puns.
All right. So on 3, 2, 1. Let's get into it.
They got red hair, they really don't care what they talk about. They just want to have a good time while talking online. Let's get into it.
So, our sports topic. Last week, early March, for those playing the calendar game, Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred canceled the first 2 series of the regular season after the owners and the MLB Players Association failed to reach a new collective bargaining agreement before the league imposed deadline. This had marked the first time in league history that the schedule looked like it would be compromised by an owner-implemented lockout.
Yeah, breaking news, Ian. The lockout is over. We had this all prepped all week, and then boom, it's over.
Look, breaking news happens to the best of us.
We're not changing our story. We're sticking to our guns here.
No, it's still a better story.
Our commentary is still relevant.
As ever. So a 99-day lockout. Of course, they didn't have the century mark there. I would have made a
triple digits looks bad, right? So
So MLB teams and the Players Union, they did come to an agreement on a new collective bargaining agreement, mouthful there, for the upcoming 2022 season. So despite the extended negotiations that caused the cancellation of the first weeks of spring training, the deal does ensure that a full 162 games, God, that's a lot of games, Mark. The entire season will be played. It's going to be a little bit protracted here.
Effectively, no baseball, no real baseball has been lost.
No baseball has been lost. I think that's the through line.
Not that the games in April or May or June count anyway, but
there's many months in the middle there that are just fluff. But anyway, so why did this agreement take so long? What were the issues, and why was there such a big stalemate?
Money.
2 reasons. Money was the first.
Okay.
And the second one is leverage.
Okay.
So the owners from the beginning sought to create leverage against the players.
Mm-hmm.
They were the ones throughout the lockout to wall off the possibility of a strike and waited 6 weeks to make the first proposal. So things started off really rocky, right?
Yes.
By canceling games rather than making a reasonable offer, though, the owners create an opportunity for the players to take back leverage. And we all know in negotiating terms, the man with leverage usually wins the day. So for the players, they're going to attack the wallets of the owners, right?
Yes.
The billion-dollar owners. What matters to the owners is basically television deals and the windfall that comes from the playoff broadcast. That's when you get the eyeballs finally on the tube, right? That's when it matters. So obviously players were sacrificing with each game missed, in theory. The owners knew that, and they were banking on the losses being too much for the players to stomach, though. But as we all know, the equation changed. When that happened, the owners lost the leverage that gave them the arrogance to put such unreasonable offers over the past 3 months. And then, boom, a new deal emerges and was quickly agreed upon.
And you
that is
pointed
kind
out
of the backstory
this week, which I maybe knew but hadn't fully realized. Lockout versus strikeout. Quick, what's the distinction?
So lockout is when the owners basically said, we're not playing because we don't have an agreement.
They lock the doors.
Literally, they lock the clubhouse doors.
Yes.
You can't get in and do your
Opposed
weights.
to a strike.
The strike is when the players say,
Yes.
I'm not playing. Tough luck. I'm not putting on the cleats. No bats.
Lockout, strike, not strikeout. You know.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
What's your take, Ian? What's your take?
My big takeaway that I wrote before all of this craziness happened. I did not expect them to come to an agreement. The two sides seemed very far away, and then all of a sudden we got our text alert saying the two sides were in perfect agreement. Anyway, they would have wiped off 91 games. And with each cancellation, we would have lost out on the possibility of the great storylines, the great pitching matchups, and the stuff that makes baseball fun. Hitting for the cycle, perfect games. Canceled games are games you never get back.
You don't know what you've lost till it's gone.
You don't know what you lost till it's gone.
Yeah.
Mark, please.
Well, for me, it's always hard, especially when it's a casual sports fan or non-sports fan. How do you empathize when the argument is billionaires versus millionaires?
So many zeros.
I mean, come on.
So many zeros in that
equation. It's a game any of us can go play in our backyard with a ball and a bat, right?
Not as well, but we can do it.
Well,
right?
Definitely not as well. Of course not. Not for as long. Whew.
Yeah.
But the biggest issue, in my opinion, is relevance, right?
Relevance. So, that's the third R word here today.
Let me drop some data for you. I looked up at this a Gallup poll, and the title is "What is your favorite sport to watch?" Which is, of course,
good question. Very
popularity.
Direct.
So the choices in this poll shared the top ones: football, baseball, basketball, and soccer. Out of a scale of 100, percentage of 100. So in 1937, which is
that's a while back,
85 years ago, the first year was conducted, baseball was at 34%.
1 in 3. 1 in 3.
Football at 23, basketball at 8, and soccer hadn't been invented yet.
Not even
that's not
it
true,
was.
but wasn't on the chart.
Sure, it wasn't invented.
Not in America, right?
Yeah.
Other sports, bowling, hockey, etc., make up the rest of the list, and none is an option as well, right? That's 1937. Then in 1948, after World War II, baseball climbs up to 39%, almost 4 in 10.
Nearly, 4 in 10. Big,
huge popularity, right?
Millions and millions of people.
After that, a decline began that has not stopped. So as of 2017, which is now 5 years old, but that was the most recent data for this poll, the percentage of respondents who selected baseball as their favorite sport to watch fell to 9%. 9.
Like 0.9?
0.9.
9,
39.
Less than 10.
Yes. Guess, of course, Ian, what's number one?
That's football.
Yes. Football, top of the charts, 37%, right?
Yeah.
Are you surprised by that?
I am surprised by 9%.
Okay.
But I'm not surprised that baseball didn't particularly pull well.
No.
It's not that popular anymore. It is popular. Obviously, people like it. But it's not America's pastime.
More popular than cricket, yes, but
football has eclipsed everybody. So baseball, for me, there's 3 things. Games are too long.
Yes.
The season's too long.
Yes.
And it's too slow. It's not exciting enough.
Slow.
There are moments of excitement. I don't mind watching highlight reels.
It's a sport that doesn't have a clock.
Yes. I mean, for that reason alone,
literally go on forever.
Yeah.
Which I guess is what you were
games
arguing
have gone on for
with
6 hours.
Your Elam rule a week ago, but whatever.
Yeah.
So,
it doesn't compare well to football and basketball.
No.
So I'm not surprised. 9% seems low.
Yeah.
But
interesting in that data point, I didn't mention that soccer has increased up to 7%. So soccer wasn't even on the charts, and now it's almost tied with baseball.
Yeah. I mean, as a parent, I will say the two sports that essentially everybody I know.
We all play them till middle school.
Is baseball and soccer still.
Yeah.
But soccer is just climbing. Baseball is dropping. So anyway, my big takeaway after hearing your bit is the baseball season is saved, metaphorically.
Good for them.
The black spot that was the lockout has been purged.
Yep.
There's all these good positive news articles coming out.
Yep.
Here the bad taste in fans' mouth and the fact that baseball is not what it once was casts a shadow on the sport that's only going to grow, right?
Yes.
Check back here on the next Gallup poll, right, in 2030, and we'll see. I mean, obviously, I don't think it'll be below 5%, but I don't think that 9%.
No, but I don't see it going up.
So,
period. So,
anyway, for those who love baseball, please enjoy the season. You will have a lot of baseball to consume, right?
We'll check back in October. So.
All right. So, second story: will society ever be cashless? Mark, jump in here, please.
All right. Will society be cashless? Here's a couple benefits and disadvantages before we get into it. The benefits, generally accepted, is that there would be lower crime rates because there's no tangible / physical money to steal.
Gotcha.
Money laundering, because with digital currency, there's always a paper trail. Really cool story about the FBI tracking down some Bitcoin theft from
crazy
10 years
story
ago recently.
It took a long time, but the bottom line is the
every
paper trail
transaction
sunk them.
is
everything
apparent.
was on the blockchain.
Yep. In terms of storing, handling, depositing the money, there's less cost, even though for some reason it takes our bank transfers 3 days. Really, it's instant, right?
It's going to have to change. It should
be
instant.
When traveling internationally, right, in a global society, currency exchange, much easier.
Doesn't love a good exchange. Yeah, traveling.
Disadvantages, breaches, personal data breaches, breach, right? If hackers drain your account, you experience a technical issue, you have no alternative source of money. So there is actually theft. It's just different now.
Sure. People are always going to try to steal stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where it is.
Not at gunpoint like Batman.
Human nature.
But
human nature.
This is a big one for me, disadvantages.
Yes.
Those with no knowledge of the digital currency, no bank accounts or mobile phones will struggle to keep up with society as it evolves. And you and I, #late adopters, kind of feel some of this, right?
Late adopters for sure.
And then budgeting. Some people find it hard to control spending when they can't see the cash coming out of the envelope and leaving their hands.
I mean, throwing down 20s on the table to getting $200 to buy.
You feel the pain differently, right?
I feel it is very different. Yep.
Yeah. So for me, Ian, I already live primarily cashless.
Who are you?
I'm ballparking 98% of all transactions are cashless, right? Unless I'm raiding my children's, birthday card fund. It's more convenient. I actually think it is easier to budget because everything is recorded for you. It could be like
it's all there.
Calculated, monitored for you, but you have to actually look at it. So I kind of hear that argument. How about you?
I'll take your 98% and go a little higher.
Okay, can't go much higher. Okay,
can't go much higher. I mean, think about it. Unless you're a hardcore stickler for using the tried and true envelope system.
Yeah.
When was the last time you actually used cash to pay for everything?
My argument would have been to pay friends, but now you just Venmo it theoretically, right?
Yep.
So
Pew Research, the esteemed Pew Research company group, shows that in a typical week, 29% of Americans make absolutely zero purchases using cash.
That's 3 times the number of people that find baseball exciting.
Yes. Now, obviously, that number doesn't represent the percentage and things like that of what they're doing, but 1 in 3 have 0 cash transactions in a week. The only time I have cash, like you said, it's
I think I stole your line.
The kids' money. Yeah. I don't even have a traditional wallet with the bifolds for the cash. I have one of the ones with the cards. Basically, I just have 3 slots to put in cards.
Yeah.
I have no desire to have cash, but there are times when it's advantageous.
Okay.
I thought about paying to park sometimes still.
If you have a quarter for that, yeah.
and then farmer market type places.
Yes, that's the big one for me. Local farmers market transaction. Yeah, although
obviously a lot of them are moving to the Square and the card reader and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think the benefits of digital payments grossly outweigh the cons. And like I said, that's coming from a hashtag late adopter.
Here's an argument right now. I just thought of this for an advantage to paying with cash, less pressure to tip. Because when you swipe your card now, they hand it to you and it all says, it starts like 15, 20, 35% by default. But if you paid in cash, all you do is drop your pennies in the jar. So
right. And some of the times that you're getting prompted to pay for a tip are situations where
frustrating.
Previously, those are positions and jobs where I don't think you would even thought to tip.
That's a story for another day. Let's not get into that.
We're definitely pro tipping. Hashtag not monsters.
Yes.
But you're right. You also thought of some other positions that yeah.
You're gonna what are they? Go ahead. I'm cutting you off. Go.
Oh, well, basically, you were saying like street performers. There are situations where there are certain peoples that they make their money exclusively off money tips.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought of that. I don't see that very often.
I don't think we see a ton of that.
But how do they make their money? Because I don't think someone's gonna like swipe a street performer, as a juggler, a mime, in a public square.
And also, what about the people who are in the remote rural areas?
That's the biggest one for me. If you have a poor internet connection or no internet connection,
it's crazy the percentage of Americans. I think it's like 1 in 3 or something that are still either on dial-up or using their phones as hotspots. They don't have cable. They don't have anything like a modem-based internet system.
I just think, you want to talk about, in politics, the what's the word I'm looking for? Just separation of people's public opinion on things. I think we're just forcing segmentation potentially in a more unhealthy way. Or is that just the future? Every dystopian future movie, book, kind of describes tiers of society, right?
I think as long as we take the approach that we're okay with it being a moderately slow conversion, I think like having a line in the sand saying something like by 2028 we're going to be cashless makes little sense. Yeah. A lot of people don't have the internet or the skills to handle apps and logins. I get logged out of Google sometimes, and it takes me half an hour to figure out how to get back in.
Yeah, sometimes. The only recourse is to reset your password, use your two-factor authentication. Thankfully, you're doing it on your phone, but it's a pain. If you haven't done that,
there are still pain
second nature.
System, right?
Yeah, and some people they don't trust it. They never will trust it for good reason, maybe.
Yeah. Look at Sweden. So they're essentially cashless, right?
Okay.
But 6% of their transactions are still made with paper tender. So
cashless just means less than 10%.
Yeah. So basically, they've made the decision to move digital, but they realize that there's going to be this 5% range of people who just don't follow the system for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. Maybe they don't have the ability to, or they're stubborn. I will say that only Sith deal in absolutes, Mark, right?
Oh, which is a great example because they still pay with cash, even like on a Tatooine bar, right? In the cantina, that's still coins of some sort.
It's very, Star Wars is very coin based.
Yeah.
So 2 more quick hits though. So participating in a truly cashless society, you would think it's not on the surface very technical or very digital, but you need Venmo and stuff like that, right? Because if you don't have, if you can't use the cash, then basically you need a bank account because you need to be able to pivot and use that to give people money.
Yes.
7% of households are unbanked.
That's wild.
7% is a small percentage, but there are a lot of American households.
So it's a huge amount. In a room of 13 people, one of them doesn't have one.
Right. And then 18.7, these are very, very specific percentages.
Yes, 0.7.
They're underbanked, which means they have a checking or savings account, but also use financial products and services outside the banking system.
Never heard that word before, underbanked. Okay.
Underbanked.
Not the Outer Banks. Yeah.
Right, different. So put the two together, that's 1 in 4 of all Americans would be unable or limitedly able. Strange phrase there, but they would be hard pressed to participate in a cashless system. Sorry,
that's a huge number.
That's huge. And then, as you mentioned before, privacy concerns, man.
Yep.
You can't talk about anything digital without theft and the footprint and data breaches.
It's good you can track everything, but it's also bad because it's all out there, right?
You hear about all the time. So my final takeaway is we have the means to do this. Yep. And I'd argue the appetite. These numbers and percentages are the minority. But it'll take a lot of time. And I think that there needs to be some strong marketing in terms of
maybe the adoption will be pushed by the metaverse. Yeah.
Oh gosh, the metaverse. We'll see. Time will tell.
Yes.
I'm getting hungry.
Yes. So wild card story here. I don't have a good transition at all. During lunch this week, you challenged me to think of a topic, and naturally, we were in the lunchroom. Food. So salad toppings.
Salad. What else, guys? Salad. I mean, come on.
Not controversial. Or is
I had a salad joke, but I tossed it.
Oh, okay.
Leave me alone about it.
All right, stick around.
But seriously, only 2 or 3 more salad puns. Salads are a huge part of people's midday food experiences.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So let's get to know our salad personalities.
All right, let's start with fruit. I'm thinking of mandarin oranges, grapes, apples, olives. Are olives a fruit? You put them in your salad? Not a fruit salad.
For me,
fruit on your salad.
For me, I think you led with the best. I think mandarin oranges. They're plump, they're juicy, they're a bit of a tang.
Okay, control yourself.
Yeah, that's it. I'll stop there. I think oranges and strawberries are the
I didn't mention strawberries.
Best.
Good. Yeah.
Some of those summer salads you see with a nice vinaigrette, the strawberry really pops.
Yes, it's always a raspberry vinaigrette.
I've never thought, it's always a fruit vinaigrette with the fruit on top. I never really thought of olives as a fruit, but either way, they don't find their way on my salads too often.
They're on Greek salads. Okay.
Yeah,
all right, moving on from the fruit, let's stick with the trees though. Nuts. Whole or sliced, candied or roasted, or raw. And I'm thinking of almond, walnuts, pistachios.
Sliced raw almonds or candied pecans, but never together.
Oh, no, you can't mix nuts. No.
Yeah. So for me, I mean, the candied nuts are obviously coated in sugar. It tastes good.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But the raw almonds are really nice. I don't think I've ever done
the pistachios. It comes from my mother. She does it. But actually, it's really good. It's like a salty. It's a crouton substitute. Maybe
it's a crouton substitute. You want that crunch.
All right.
Yes. Keep going. Let's keep this train going.
Cheese. Soft or hard?
Crumbled. Soft crumbled.
Okay, so you like the fetas, the blue cheeses? That's what you're thinking?
I do.
Not the Parmesan or cheddar?
It's not as good for me.
Okay.
I like the thick crumbled.
I don't like soft cheese. I like mozzarella. I actually don't like the fetas or the blues. Maybe it's like the pungent. It's not pungent, but
they're
pungent.
Well, they're odoriferous. They're pungent. I think they're just different. I think it's different. It's a different flavor profile.
Definitely.
I definitely had to work at it. It wasn't something that I just naturally fell in.
You earned it. Yeah. I hope to get there one day.
I think cheese pairs well with salad, even if it's not on the salad.
Yeah. Well,
it's a huge pairing.
Great mouthfeel, savory. It's got fat.
That mouthfeel.
We've been skipping the key ingredient though. Salad.
We have. We've been dancing around it.
Is it just lettuce? Is it romaine? Is it iceberg lettuce? Is it arugula? Is it spinach? Is it dandelion leaves?
You have everything there.
Farmer's market right there. Yeah.
The more I can stay away from iceberg, the better.
Yeah, I was taught that by the Food Network in college. Iceberg lettuce is no. Yeah.
It has a good crunch, but it's flavorless. So for me, the darker the green, the harder to pronounce, the earthier the flavor, and throw in purple stuff.
I like it when they call it spicy arugula.
Because it is kind of spicy.
It is.
It kind of burns. Yeah. It's a healthy burn though. I think spinach is fine, but I don't want it to be the entire base.
I love spinach. I love spinach.
But it's too much.
Spinach salad with, and we'll get to this in a minute, like salmon on top. Really good.
I mean, I agree with half of that.
You didn't mention dandelion leaves though. You pro dandelion?
I'm not sure I've ever had them, Mark.
You've had them. The most expensive salad you've ever had, I guarantee you had dandelion leaves.
Dandelion leaves, which was the cheapest. They went out to the back and just picked them.
Let's jump to the meat.
The meat of it, right?
It's not really a salad until the salad becomes the meal. So you can have not just meat, but protein, eggs, salmon, ham, chicken, bacon bits, beans. And is the meat hot or cold? Because I'm a hot meat kind of guy.
You're a hot meat kind of guy.
I don't like cold meat.
I could have guessed that. So I'm a maximalist in terms of everything.
You want it all. You want the salad bar.
The more the merrier. I do. I really do.
One scoop of everything, huh?
Nicely crumbled hard-boiled eggs are wonderful.
I only like the white part. I don't like the yolk.
I know. We got to work on that.
I know.
So the grilled chicken, I think a nice grilled chicken, but wonderful. It's cold though.
I'll still eat it cold, but I like it when it's hot.
And I've gotten more back into beans for sure.
I know you have. Black pinto, lima.
A lot of flavor. They layer really well. I do prefer my meat cold.
Okay.
And for bacon, it's got to be like actual bacon.
Yes, not the pre-baked bacon bits.
Bacon bits just remind me of like a thicker fish food.
They're disgusting. Oh, that is a good description. It is like,
and they're so artificial.
Yes.
But I will say, when we move to the whole Cobb salad and the whole
that's too much
thing,
that's not a salad.
I'm totally willing. It's whatever the next iteration is. I'm not sure what that word is.
Well, we're dancing around this question. Is a salad a meal? Is it an appetizer? Is it a distraction from the entree?
Distraction.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a lousy appetizer, I think. I think we've moved away from that finally.
Appetizer must be bread-based.
I think most places have moved on for salads being entrees.
Yeah.
I think it's this whole marketing thing. People are just duped and thinking they're healthy.
I kind of like them on
low calorie.
I like them on the side. You could just a salad on the side.
I mean, you can do like a little house salad.
Yeah, that's what pleasant. I like. With I like cheddar cheese on that. We didn't touch the tomatoes. I'm skipping tomatoes right now. You ready to go tomatoes with me? I like them when they're sliced up. When it's a whole cherry or grape tomato, I don't like it because you bite into it and the thing explodes all over your partner, or your associate,
everything.
Oh my gosh, it's a mess.
You are right about the explosion thing. It's not pleasant.
No,
but I do enjoy the flavor enough.
I like tomatoes just fine. Yeah.
Croutons, man. What is your
Croutons.
croutons take? What a cool word to say.
What a cool word to say. What a great use for old stale bread.
Whoever invented croutons is amazing.
I've never met a crouton I didn't like, but I've also never wished I had it on my salad when it wasn't there.
Oh, I completely agree, man. They're in my pantheon.
I wasn't sure.
Pantheon. Yeah. They're not Zeus, or I'm trying to think of like a really important god.
Hades,
maybe Ares, Ares or something. Apollo.
Yeah.
I mean, just like they're right there.
Go Venus and Jupiter. Can we switch?
Yeah, we can do whatever you want, man. Crunch and seasoning. I like them even when they're huge. Sometimes
you like it when they're like
croutons on a salad,
like rye bread as the crouton. That's kind of fun, right?
I do actually like that.
Yeah,
I do actually like that. I remember as a kid just buying bags of croutons and
that's
pouring them on my salad, and then like as a snack,
like
a snack, like a saltine or something.
They're good.
I really like croutons. I haven't had a good crouton in a long time, man.
We'll need some after this. Here's
maybe the most foundational question of all.
What makes a salad a salad?
It's just like a hot dog, a sandwich question.
I can't answer this. I can't answer it.
I think the foundation needs to be lettuce based.
Okay.
Or frankly, just lettuce.
Green based.
Green.
Leafy green.
I actually Googled this. I think the website definition is great.
Okay.
So a salad is a cold dish of various mixtures of raw cooked vegetables, usually seasoned with oil, vinegar, other dressings, and sometimes accompanied by meat, fish, other ingredients. So basically it's cold and it's got a mixture of vegetables. I think if something has that, you could argue it's a salad. You might be wrong, but I think someone might have to be like, okay, technically you're right.
How about this idea? Ignoring Miriam's definition, a breakfast salad?
And this is the last frontier of food.
I've never had one, but I want to.
I think what's holding it back is the fact that it's going to have to be very heavy. It's going to be vegetable forward and very sort of lettucey. Because honestly, if syrup is a salad dressing, so if they can get that to work somehow,
yeah.
I mean, bacon and eggs are already done.
I'm going to take you there like this. When you have a nice omelet, you like spinach in your omelet, right?
Ooh, a little bit of greenery there.
Increase the spinach and lower the egg.
You have to double. You have to at least double.
You got
the
a salad.
Someone's going to try this, but they're going to have to really work on the marketing.
Yeah. Well, I think we talked about everything relevant for salads. I can think of nothing else.
Let's call it quits then.
No, I was trying to set you up to call me out. To call me out.
The dressing?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, retract that, faithful audience. We're going to replay that pun in a second, but you have a lot of thoughts on salad dressings, Mark.
I have one thought. I don't like
Wrong thoughts.
I don't like it.
No, you don't like it?
I like salad the way nature makes it. The dandelion greens plucked straight from the unmowed grass. Yeah, I don't use dressing. It's not for health reasons. I don't like vinegar. I think it tastes disgusting. Too strong. Never been a big ranch fan. I never like dipped my pizza in ranch or anything. So I don't know. I don't want to ruin a good salad by covering it with dressing.
So it's not because dressings are unhealthy. I think that's the take home message for you.
Correct.
Yeah.
But because of that, it makes all my salads healthy because everybody else, when they dump their ranch on it, it's no longer healthy. What's the point?
I actually really like the acid in the vinegar. I mean, Thousand Island Ranch. I like dressings, but you have to hold back.
The one opening I will give you is an extremely lightly tossed raspberry vinaigrette. That's it.
I knew it.
I'm giving nothing else. Ian, let's call it quits.
So
wrap it up.
The takeaways. When the owners stop baseball, it's called a lockout. When the players stop baseball, it's called a strike. But when the fans stop baseball, it's called the end of an era.
Ooh, yeah.
Wowza. I think we move more cashless every passing year.
But a
truly cashless society would be pretty monumental. And as the famous humorist Franz Leibowitz says, a salad is not a meal. It is a style.
I think we both agree with that.
I'm feeling that. Goosebumps.
Tingling. Yeah. Episode 14 wrapped up. There we go, Ian. One for the record books, certainly.
I'm not sure what record, but it was certainly some record.
I feel like it was controversial. We got into it as our namesake, we
had the most puns per salad topping reference
way too many
on the internet, I think.
Please let us know in the comments below your salad thoughts.
We want to hear every single thought.
Toss them down there. I tried.
Mix it up. All right.
It's been a good one. Let's close it.
Time.
3, 2, 1.
Let's
get into it. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The content in this podcast is not intended to be a research report, financial or life advice, and does not constitute an endorsement of any product, service, individual, or organization.